LegalZoom is an awesome way for you to take care of legal issues online without having to go to a law firm.
Listen to Joe Rogan.
Everything is done with upfront pricing instead of hourly rates, and everything is done whenever you want to do it. You can do it at home, anytime you want, middle of the night, naked. Nobody gives a shit. And it's awesome. And
let's look at this.
LegalZoom right now is having National Small Business Month at LegalZoom.com.
Boom! What do you guys think about that? This isn't what I started when I was going to stream about, but look at that! Look at that shit.
More than good timing to launch a successful business. So that's
go on Facebook real quick before I start the stream. I gotta stop scratching my face like that. Talons of the Emperor, Gathering Storm, Death Box. This is probably $100.
That's the website. Go there today and download your free startup kit.
Some crazy shit like that. We get a Land Raider. It's probably some sort of like crazy pattern of Land Raider. You use like a, what do you know? That looks like a squad of Terminators. There's like the commander, probably like an equivalent of a chapter master, tactical squad, and a dreadnought.
They're dedicated to making
like mortars or some shit. It's pretty dang.
Thinking of starting a business today, or you already
Mom's made these muffins.
Take advantage of your free business startup.
Put a bunch of work into them.
National Small Business Month by going to LegalZoom.com.
Can't use them today because a bunch of people called into her. She's gonna give them to her team at work. All muffins called in.
Which is a fucking awesome way for you to send shit through the mail without having to ever go to the post office.
So I'm eating the shit out of them today.
To go to the post office anymore, ladies and gentlemen, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper than a postage meter. It's easy to use. This is what you do. Go to stamps.com right now and click on the microphone at the top of the home page and type in JRE. And they will hook you up with a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale without long-term commitments. It's a beautiful offer, folks. And this is how it works. They send you a free digital scale.
This is getting married too.
You weigh your packages. You buy and print official U.S. postage with a regular printer from a regular computer. Attach that to the box. You put it in the mailbox or hand it to the mailman, and you're done. You can buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter, any package, any class of mail, using, again, a regular computer and a regular printer. It's so easy. All you have to do is go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in JRE. That's stamps.com and enter JRE.
I need more things to fight.
Never have to go to the post office again. We're also brought to you by OMNIT. Omni is a total human optimization company. And the man that's on the podcast today with Joey Diaz, Alberto Galazzi, he will be at the Onnit Academy doing a seminar. What Onnit is, we have an Onnit Academy that is in Austin, Texas, and we have an Onnit Academy link that's on our website. And the link describes what Onnit is really all about, because the link is filled with hundreds of articles on diet, on exercise, on strength and conditioning. There's a fucking awesome video on the Iceman Wim Hof on the page if you go there today. Tons of great information on motivation, on the benefits of various supplements and different diets. And there's a real physical Onnit Academy, which is where Alberto Galazzi will be. And that is in Austin, Texas. It's an awesome state-of-the-art facility run by the great and powerful John Wolfe and all of his trainers he has down there, and also 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. So go there and get your training on. If you're in Austin, Texas,
let my boy know we were streaming.
Check out all the supplements, Alpha Brain being our
so we're no power words and shit.
You're like, Joe, but you're so stupid. Well, I'd be even dumber if I didn't have it. How about that? My memory would fucking suck even. But it doesn't, because I use it. Go there, use the code word Rogan, and you'll save 10% off any and all supplements. That's onnit.com /. Use the code word Rogan. All right, we're done. Again, my guest is the great and powerful Joey Diaz, one of my favorite people on the planet Earth, and Alberto Galazzi. Alberto Galazzi is a strength and conditioning coach, a very, very well-respected guy in the fitness world.
Power words.
He's from Italy, so ladies,
it's something that lets people find you in real life.
I don't want to be rude. Give it up for Joey Diaz and Alberto.
No power words.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Everybody all of a sudden these days wants power words everywhere.
And we're live. Yeah.
That's the wrong button.
Just looking at your book. I've been reading that book lately and it's messing with my head.
Which one?
I even talked about on the podcast, The War of Art.
Oh, yeah.
About resistance. So now I catch myself every time I want to do something. I catch myself. I've been practicing to look at the resistance levels that comes up. Like different things I need to do. I want to see what excuse I give myself.
Yeah. It's a normal thing, right?
Normal.
Mr. Galazzi.
Yeah, how are you?
How are you, brother? Very nice to meet you, man.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming on here, man. I hear fantastic things about you from Joey, from other people. So Joey insisted. He's like, you gotta get this guy in here, dog. He's a fucking wizard. What he did for my shoulders. What did he do for your shoulders?
You know, I've been going to Alberto, and
Alberto Cranes
is the man in Burbank for tactical fitness.
Right.
I could also
They
do
do it
this.
in the mornings and the afternoon, but the one kid, Coach Robert, you know, he would just after class, he would say, Joey, what are you gonna do? You go home, or you want to do this for a little while?
I'm just gonna turn G-Chat off for a little while.
Difficult.
Thinks he's a funny guy.
You know, level 1 stuff, man.
I'm a funny motherfucker. Wanna play games like that?
Your hips and spinning over on your toes and doing it back. And at first, I couldn't even look, Joe. I couldn't move my elbows like that. Nothing. My shoulders, my wrists, and I kept staying for the 30-minute thing. 5 exercises, 3 minutes apiece. That's it. No drama. You could be big, heavy. It's all stuff I could do. Picking up your leg, putting it under.
All body weight stuff?
All body weight stuff that I could handle. If I could handle it on my wrist being 300 pounds, anybody can handle it. Simple stuff. And one day I was getting caught.
Oh, what's this thing? Oh, it's the
He
chest.
was pulling me into his hip.
Kill!
And magically my hips flew up. And I just mysteriously got the side control. And something made me look up and Earl Crane's jaw dropped. And he goes, that's from doing that stuff. You couldn't do that when you walked in here. But I kept going to these 30-minute things. 30 minutes, 5 exercises, 3 minutes. You're out of there at 1:45.
So is this like a
2000 coming out with the clubbers?
We have established the planes. The planes.
How can the things?
Let's go do that. Let's go.
Go back to him.
Stab in the face. In the face.
Help me to
In the face.
best shape of my life. Until now, 47.
Damn, motherfucker, damn, motherfucker, damn, damn, motherfucker, damn, motherfucker, damn, damn, motherfucker, damn, motherfucker, damn, damn, motherfucker, damn.
So between my job and security, I was introducing this to my teams. I see changing people being able even just to go moving easier, transfer to whatever it was our training.
I gotta Google something real quick.
Whatever skills and stuff, everything was easier. So I
First I'll kill these guys.
Start to believe basically, and I start to say, okay, I want to have more people that I can in my line of duty in the army because I still have a different contract as a consultant.
Oh, no.
Physical trainer, sometimes also end-to-end combat training, and I start to introduce these things from basic, right? Because the system is very complex, as Joe was talking about.
So I'm gonna Google.
abilities of big things. People just getting strong. But, I know people that are fantastic shape. They can run forever, but they can barely touch their toes. You develop these bodies that are severely limited in the amount of motion that you can actually get out of your body. In certain motions, you're really good. You might be explosive with a bench press. You might have a great run. But whatever else you're doing to your body, you're compromising all of your overall mobility. So over the last few years, a tremendous amount of concentration and effort by a bunch of different trainers. Kelly Starr, he's done a lot. Kelly's done a lot of work in his book, Becoming a Supple Leopard, excellent book. Kelly has a great Instagram you can follow too. And what he's done is he's done an amazing job in highlighting mobility and how important mobility and just having a full range of motion, which seems so simple, but it's not something that most people really concentrate on. Most people are concentrating on getting stronger, more deadlift, more bench press, more this, more that. But you're
I already screwed the quest up for this level.
Absolutely agree with you. That's from Kelly Starr, right?
Yes.
Go with the friends in charge.
That ball right there is the it's one of those. I think he calls it the WAD Supernova.
Yeah, Supernova.
Yeah,
I got that one too. It's fantastic. And
Well,
it seems like nothing, but when you roll around, you find the spot, you get release tension on your fascia.
we come to kill it. I was probably supposed to help Oak, not kill Oak.
back.
But my homeboy told me that my homeboy told me the wrong dude, so I just murdered him.
Ball that's like the size
and
of a softball.
this dude, he doesn't do what I want him
it's really
to.
hard, and it's got like this textured outer surface. And Kelly
Somebody's gonna kill him on your skill point.
To help, he also
die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die, die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die, die, motherfucker, die, motherfucker, die, die, motherfucker, die.
Yeah. Every time I go in a hotel room, that goes in my bag, period. Like, there's no, because if I work out, I can...
Flame shield! I'm on fire!
That's what I have too.
He's a maniac, maniac on the floor. And he's firing motherfuckers like they ain't been fired before.
Yeah, like you were saying.
He's a maniac,
what is
crack, smoking act.
To take through a unit.
What's a crack smoking act? An act where you smoke?
They say, oh, we're going to do mobility. They will look at you like, do you really need that? You know, the old tough guy.
God damn, the broken nose is all itchy today.
Get my
You've been smoking coke,
no,
but smoking dabs, and it's all like overcast outside today. So the nose crack was. Oh, I got a cool.
Stuck.
Hernandez, motherfuckers!
That was my point.
Right.
And I think the system that the Scott created was smart enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna introduce this slowly underneath because I give you a small amount.
That was really good.
What you want when you want an high intensity workout? Okay, so I give you that high intensity workout.
Really
That's that intensity. But I'm gonna teach you how to recover for the.
Smoke crack on the floor.
So
and I'm smoking like I've never smoked before. Smoking crack.
The workout. But what we feel we need is to be able to move the shoulder again. To be able to, come in.
Sneak up on them high speeds, alright, Mike?
Everybody wants to
So we do this, right?
And
we're coming in. Thanks. Alright. Where's the bandit?
Decide.
Oh, it's right here.
It'll be a bar here, it'll be a push up, and that you don't need it really.
I kill you! You fucking banditos! You are nothing to me! You are nothing! I am everything! Prepare to die, you fucking pathetic banditos! I hit you with the things! Prepare to die! I am win! You are dead! Die now! Die now! Now die!
You say yoga to people, and they go, you fucking pussy. How come you're out there doing deadlifts? You need to do fucking hill sprints. You know, everybody wants to do something that looks like tough guy stuff, that looks awesome on your Instagram.
What's the man?
You know, everybody wants to do deadlifts with fucking 450.
What's
but
this?
the reality is, if your body has
I already have that.
links, yoga will find those links.
So you're gonna show it.
Yeah, it'll show it right away. I was shocked. Like, you know what the big one for me was? My feet. And this is something that Nick Curson said as well. Nick Curson, who's a really well-respected strength and conditioning coach, Speed of Sport down in, I think he's in Huntington Beach, somewhere in Orange County. But he trains Joe Schilling, Fabricio Verdun, big-time MMA.
We're going to go back one, hit the crib.
Kickboxers, and works with Aaron Pico, who's a top-level wrestler, and just a long line of, like, real high-level combat sports. I asked him, I go, what do you think that the one thing that a lot of athletes have that is something they need to improve on? He said feet strength. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Everybody's like, work on your cardio, work on your explosiveness. You gotta be able to, fucking throw more kettlebells around. He was like, your feet, like, you think about it, your motion. Like, if you can't move out of the way or towards your opponent, you're useless, right? If your foot's broken in a fight, you're severely limited. And one of the things that I found out almost instantly when I started doing yoga and when I started skiing, my fucking feet would be killing me. In the beginning, skiing was because my boots were too small, because I have really wide feet, so my feet would be smashed in there,
one of these.
and it sucked. And I was like, well,
cupcakes.
fuck skiing.
Dude, why the fuck are you eating cupcakes on stream? I don't know, man. I'm
Boots
stoned
that are
up.
made for wider feet, and they fit, but my feet would still hurt after a while. I was like, what the fuck is wrong?
Just the
with
way it is, dog.
Maybe it's just because my feet are flat.
Cupcakes grab today. I'm eating the motherfuckers.
As soon as I started doing yoga, now I can ski all day.
Would you
It
not?
doesn't bother me at all. As long as I'm doing yoga twice a week, all that foot problems are gone. They're out the window because of the balance.
It's pretty funny because I was watching your flow video the other night.
I might have to work out like a maniac today to make up for these cupcakes.
I want to be able to, contribute to this conversation. You guys are two-level geniuses for me. So if you watch his flow video, the first thing he put on some shoes with toes in them, and you're talking about the feet. That's before you do anything. He started stretching his feet. I could see him playing with his toes, and I'm like, I guess this is the. I
think it's you were saying it's.
I keep saying this, but this has got to be.
All right.
Just pull it around.
Pull it around to me.
Yeah,
all
right
right.
there. It'll be great.
Is the real thing, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody don't think about it because we stand on our feet, so we think we're connected to the earth. We are not. We just it's like I post this one on the table, but it's not connected. It move around. It has no control.
Right.
Rebuilding the capability to grabbing the ground, understanding the stability of the foot, the mobility of the toes, and the ankle mobility is mandatory because I'm gonna transfer power through my feet engagement to the ground, to my leg drive, to my hips, and to my core. So everything comes from the heart.
These shoes make everybody look gay.
Yeah, man.
There's
Those
no way around it.
those shoes.
I love them.
They're very functional, but they're not sexy at all. I can tell you. I will never get married with those. For sure.
Well, I always know the real weirdos when I catch them out at night and they're wearing them. You know, if you catch a guy like at a bar and he's wearing those shoes, that's a real weirdo. But there's people that do wear those. Is that your gym? What gym is that?
That's my XXL gym. Yeah, it's the gym that I'm dealing with, working with in Europe. That's my headquarters, I say, in Europe.
So this is all what we're looking at here. What's the name of this video, Jeremy?
Flow Fit, yeah.
Flow Fit, Tactic, Flow Fit, Alberto Galazzi, Vibram, 5 Fingers.
Exactly.
So you sponsored by Vibram, or you just?
I'm an ambassador for them.
And that's a very low-profile one. It has a very small amount of tread at the bottom of it, right? It's very thin. The one that you put on.
Yeah, because there are different type.
Some of them are for trail running.
Yeah,
for
trail running and things. You know.
Yeah.
I try to work with them to realize something specifically for
Ew.
because sometimes when they have
So-
some rubber on the side,
Yeah.
and for some specific flow, especially if you want to focus on your knee, understanding how my knee and my hips work.
I changed up my gear.
Why do you
Using
use
just
that
this thing.
instead of barefoot?
I alternate it. Like
You
I said,
alternate,
I
yeah.
alternate it. If I want to really go freestyle, move around, you know, I go freestyle. I go barefoot. There's no traction. But it's if I train like I do sometime in the concrete, I need something to really protect my foot.
Right. Yeah. And dirt and rocks and stuff like that.
Years ago, you told me one of your biggest fears was getting old, feet weak. And then you and I traveled a lot together. A lot of places we would go to jiu-jitsu places, and we'd see the jiu-jitsu guy, the main guy, and he'd be walking.
Oh yeah, they're all fucked up.
And that always stuck out in my mind. Like, why love something so much? In my 60s, I'm going to be limping or walking different. And I think this will help that, as you
It'll
get
definitely
older.
help that.
Really?
I think, that's one of the reasons why Eddie's got
Well-
yoga too. Eddie's doing
I
and he realizes it after he had back surgery.
got an
I
Oros
mean, once you,
already.
when people get older in particular, you start realizing the limitations of some of the things that
So I'm gonna go
tremendous
find
stress
damage
on
like a strike on this guy.
especially jiu-jitsu. You're attacking the joints. You're attacking the joints, you're attacking your neck. And almost everybody that I know either has a back problem or some sort of a knee problem or a neck problem. It's just a constant issue when it comes to jiu-jitsu. And I feel like the only way to mitigate that is, first of all, roll with people that you know. Like people that you
Prepared
know.
to die.
People, they're not gonna try to
I'm ready for you.
like, it's not even
Yeah.
people in particular. Like, you get like some young 20-year-old kid who's all full of fucking
They drop nothing.
cum and just some little animal. They want to kill. They want to kill. Like a young guy, when they roll fucking full clip, and you could get a knee caught in a scramble and it gets ripped apart. It's just super common. So you got to be real careful the kind of people you work out with. Make sure that people aren't going to yank on an arm bar or a knee bar or
This land
heel
is
hook or something like that.
at a certain
That's
tackle.
big, but also I think that improving your mobility.
This
like, there's so many
land
times I
is
would go to class, and I would be stiff
crackland.
before I walked in the
This
door.
land
Before I
is
walked
your
in the door,
land.
up in the morning,
From a
like,
cracky city to the New York meth lands, we smoke basement, make it in the basement.
It's an anti-inflammatory, so you're
This land is crack, you and me.
I'm going to war again, and then you got a worse back, and then you got a worse thing. That's how I fucked up my back. I didn't just fuck it up in one thing. If I had that one incident that it got injured in, I could have eventually healed it. What I did was I just kept doing it, even when I was still hurt. I would I'll just go light, and still go back in there and go hard again, and then it fucks it up. I think that we have to be super aware that our body is a precious resource, and you got to treat it almost scientifically instead of looking at it like, guys like to do.
Your mother's a precious resource, Joe.
How many times have you seen that? Where you see a guy with a meatball upper body, a toothpick at the bottom that's holding him up.
There we
with his
go.
legs. Like you see
Open
guys,
up the chest,
you see at the gym, and you go, you poor bastard. Like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, you think everything looks good, you got these big biceps, big chest. But
what's on the list of things to do today?
They don't live. You don't live with their look.
Right now, I'm just playing video games.
You got to treat your body like it's a
trying to
big
think
old
about,
science project.
what I'm talking about today. Maybe I'm gonna talk about.
When people ask me, what do you think?
Bananagrams.
What is the project?
Die.
I don't know. I'm not gonna train you.
Nope.
I'm thinking
Die.
that everybody
Got
of
'em.
us, we know what is
Die.
yoga. So if I ask you, when you come to the gym, what is yoga?
Got 'em.
Most of the, especially young people, they know I know what is my point B. I want to become faster, stronger, leaner, whatever.
What are you?
Point B, yeah. We don't,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we don't really
cool.
know what is our point A. We think
Hey, you dropped the
we don't know,
thing.
we don't know what's going on inside. We don't know
Right.
Deep nemesis, huh?
hormone track.
Nice.
Estrogen, testosterone, cortisol, whatever.
Zoom
We don't know
out.
exactly how the fascia is mixed up with us, or the
Right.
joint.
I wish
If
it
you
wasn't
don't
so
think about that,
isometric,
you're
because if
never
I
gonna
can
reach
change
for
my
it.
view,
Probably we're gonna reach
I would
it,
only
but
play like this.
going zigzag instead to go straight line, and we're gonna
First
face
person.
injury, plateau,
Yeah.
go back to
Almost.
Imbalances.
losing power, imbalances. So
That's
it's
why
very,
I think
very difficult.
something like yoga is very important
Absolutely.
to highlight those imbalances. And it seems like this kind of particular motion, like your flow, like that up there, that would also highlight those particular motions.
I see flow, like for me at the beginning
Oh.
of everything. Why? Because you go through the little bit of joint mobility, and then you start to connect the exercise logically and connect
Hello,
it to
Chris.
change your breathing. So also your breathing will tell you exactly.
Oh yeah, I forgot
also
I'm
your
doing this
breathing
quest.
to some of the movement. You should be start to
This way.
understand and investigate why do I force through this range of motion. Probably something is stiff for me. It might be my joint, might be my fascia, whatever. It does allow me to flow through one movement to the other movement. Because I'm working 6 degrees. I don't just work in a yoga mat, up and down, left and right. Just to roll, jump, squat, whatever it is my body supposed to be doing. And I look like you know the Magic Eyes picture. For me, the Magic Eye picture, the one that you look and then you step back and then you
Magic
see.
Eye pictures,
Right?
yeah.
For me, it's the body. You know, when I see you standing or do a couple of movements, I can interpret it yourself a little bit. But when you move freestyle, now I can understand exactly what's going on with you. Do you drop your knee when you're squatting? Do you know your feet is not connected? You cannot torque your knee when you cannot even understand it. Loading one side, unilateral power, not to one leg to the other. So for me, it's only
How do I
information.
get over
that-
there?
For me as a coach, okay, I start to
I want to
plan
kill it.
out what it should be doing, what kind of exercise, what kind of strength training maybe is needed for you, more stability,
I know
or
how to get in there.
more yoga. Because until you are
Don't
not ready,
worry,
we know
friends.
let you lift
We're
the
part of
your
this
body
soon,
if your
yeah?
body's not even able to
It's
holding
party
your own
time.
weight.
Well,
Where's
that's the thing.
Buddy?
Most people don't know what their body's capable of doing. Like, and there's a lot of people that walk into any kind of a class when you start working out, and they might not even know what deficiencies they have because they've been overcompensating for that or compensating. You know, you might have like something wrong with your hip, and because that's putting extra pressures on your knee.
You hear that?
You know, one
That's the
side
sound
might
of
be
nature
overbalanced.
taking its
That's
fill.
one thing you see with a lot of people that have done very specific sports. Like they're very strong on one side, and then the other side of their body's weak. And when you do
Sound
that,
of
you
the
create these
men
imbalances. You
working
can get some
on
serious
the
injuries.
chain.
And then don't take it for granted, you know. How many times you say, okay, my shoulder is in pain, but when I train, no. When I train, I'm good. It's already a senior, you know. You're training, what you're gonna do? You're gonna release the adrenaline
Run!
and cortisol.
Run!
And those are painkillers. They
Oh,
are
it's the wrong
supposed to
way.
make you stronger.
Run!
You know, fight in the freeze or fight situation. That's what is the endocrine system is doing to you. But after your training, it got even worse. So you need to
Right.
understand that as a coach, you should be saying, you know, well, we need to fix that because it's not good that you start training and working into the pain because you're gonna create more raw material that is not needed into your body. And for me, it's like to hold in this bottle. It doesn't weigh nothing today, tomorrow. But if I hold it for 1 hour, this is becoming heavy.
Right.
So we adapt to this kind of same level. They didn't change the level of the water in my bottle.
We're almost at the crib.
Day after day, it's gonna kill me. But people they don't understand because they say, oh, I'm used to do don't sleep the hour. I'm used to do don't eat enough. I'm used to walk in this pain. That's not gonna happen.
Now, what do you think is like the biggest injury that you deal with when you have clients or people that you're working out with? What's most common? Is it
Fasciitis is the
Shoulder
anus.
and knee. And shoulders more common today, especially because we all grow up, you know, in an era that we all want to back and shoulder and press.
Bench presses.
And I believe our shoulder is a complex joint, but it's not strong at all. Because we are vertical animal. We are not like chimpanzees. It's loading, and if you see the structure, it's holding back. The horse can hold a lot of power on the shoulder. The human being shoulder is just dropping on the rib cage. It's so weak. And then the simple question is, how many of us can even standing on the wall with the feet on the wall? Some people that cannot even hold their weight.
You're saying to do a handstand with your feet on the wall?
Yeah, just even simple like that. And how many people even with the feet on the wall can do a handstand press?
Yeah, not that many.
And if you ask how many of you, 10 out of 10, you got shoulder injury, probably 9 they say, yeah, I got an issue if I've been in this sport. So weak. It's very complex. A lot of tendons, ligaments, multiple joints.
Do you incorporate a lot of hanging? I think hanging is something that people have been really concentrating on over the last few years for shoulder mobility and alleviating impingements. And people are listening to this. If you have anything going on with your shoulders, I'm telling you, grab a chin-up bar and hang from that thing. Just let your shoulder, it relaxes your shoulder, it stretches out your joints. And there's several doctors that stopped doing shoulder surgeries, and to alleviate pain, they started doing hanging exercises, prescribing hanging exercises. It's amazing. Just grab a chin-up bar, start hanging from that side.
So he has the class starts at 12, and I go at 11. It's not like a formula class. I go back to the jump rope just to get oxygen power so I don't pass out. And Alberto will come back at like 11:15 and give me homework assignments. And they're always different, Joe. Like some days it's steel club. Some days I would just work on my hands and knees and incorporate my hips. But some days he puts me on rings. The other day he goes, "You got rings at your house?"
I go, what, like gymnastics rings?
Yeah. I go, what wall is going to hold me? I mean, he's got the whole thing. And he just taught me one thing, because my biggest weakness is my breathing. From the sleep apnea, like I even got hypnotized. I mean, I got to go tomorrow.
I froze him and burned him to death.
I'm going to get hypnotized.
What's going on? What are they doing?
Ice cold.
You ever wake up with your pants down?
No, it got so severe. Mine was such a bad case. When my machine broke a couple weeks ago, my wife had to go pick up the machine for me up in Cadoga, and the guy was saying, "How's Joey doing?" You know, and he goes, "You know, that till this day, Joey came in here as one of the
Trial of Ascendancy? I love these things.
Joey was in bad shape. You remember when I was going?
Yeah.
So we're going. I don't do fucking prophecies.
That sleep apnea,
That's
my
locked, huh?
heart gets going in jiu-jitsu. Like no other place.
Where's the party start then, huh?
On the bottom.
Right here?
And so first when I joined jiu-jitsu, I overcame the panic attacks. So I had to just go, stand on the bottom. Like I'd force myself to get on the bottom. I'd get like a, whatever you call it, a bridge or whatever they call it, a frame. And I'd breathe and I overcame my fear. But the other fear I had was when I get too wound up, I can't control my breathing. It's when I would get up from the sleep apnea. So I kept thinking about something you said about on a couple of podcasts ago about sports psychiatry.
Sports psychology.
Some people have it.
Yeah.
And I did some reading and I said, let me just go alleviate this last fear. I mean, how many feet, I got the needle fear. But last week I got, I still get that thing in my ear. She stuck a needle in my ear, an acupuncture, to take the fluid out. Because my ear's not letting my right ear get the fluid out. So they're going to put a little thing there.
Fluids in there.
Just from taking showers.
What's up, y'all?
Incessant showers. And I got to put earplugs in my ears when I go in the shower and I go in there for an hour. Well, when California had the drought, I go to Vegas.
Shine on, you crazy diamonds.
I smoke a joint going there for an hour and a half. I read jokes. Oh, yeah, I love taking long showers.
In the shower,
my best material.
Really?
Yeah, best material ever. You can even practice it in there.
That's
no,
hilarious.
but I get fluid stuck in my ear.
Right.
And last week I went to acupuncture, and she stuck a needle in there, and when she took it out, it relieved the pressure. Joe, I could feel the blood dripping down my face, and I could hear it hitting the pillow, and I didn't pass out.
Oh.
So because I want to get these fears out of the way, back to technical fitness. The rings, he has rings, and Alberto taught me emotion that it's all about my breathing.
Right.
I don't leave my ass on the floor, so I basically pick up my hips as a hip escape, and then I hold that breath, and I pull myself up, I stay there, and then as I alleviate my hips back is when I exhale. Right. And then my arms go down on that. So it's a 2-point breathing thing. dog. I do 3 sets of 10 of those. I'm on fire after that.
Yeah, I'm a big believer.
The crit level 2.
Breathing is gigantic.
Fire.
It's another thing that seems so simple.
Right.
It's another thing. You tell people, oh, you got to do some breathing exercises. People go, I'm not doing that shit. I'm doing benching, bro. I'm going to build up my pecs, bro. Right? That's what people do. They don't think that breathing is difficult, but breathing exercises. This is what I tell people. Breathe in for 1 minute and breathe out for 1 minute.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe in. It's my shit! So let it burn, so hot and bread, lots of free bread. Machine head, lots of free bread, lots of free bread. Machine head.
It's really hard to do. And then you go to like yoga.
A bread for my machine.
Exercises.
Bread for my
When I
machine.
first started doing yoga, like about 2 years ago, I really started getting into it again. The breathing exercises after class, when you like, when you're doing those breathing exercises, it was like my stomach felt soft. It felt like it was kind of weak. Like you would get tired doing those. I'm like, why is my stomach? I was like, oh, I'm just tired from yoga. Like, why is my stomach getting tired?
That was a machine head, by whatever the fuck that name is.
It's so simple. Like I do, sit-ups and leg lifts and all this different stuff. Like, why is that difficult? Because it's a different kind of thing. When you're breathing, you're pushing air out with your diaphragm, abdominal muscles. But now I can do it pretty good. But you get to like that Hicks and Gracie point. I'm sure you've seen that.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Hicks is just pulling the muscles up in these weird ways and makes you dance.
It's so connected, brain is connected to your breathing, the heart rate is connected to your breathing. And people don't understand it's important.
Where's that right there?
Access to proper breathing.
Yeah.
Even
Alright.
people, they also think, okay, breathing for meditation. I'm now into the holistic style. No, breathing is good for everything. It helps you to visualize what you need to do it. Reset your own. You can switch from your parasympathetic to the sympathetic, and
What do you say? The what? Parasympathetic?
yeah, nervous system. It's like if you breathe correctly, especially under stress, and you need to regain access to your cognitive presence, especially if you need to do something that is more complex. And you think about it. Some people, they just thinking, okay, under the gas response, when my fight or freeze situation rises, and the situation is on, I probably go to my gross motor skills. Yeah, but some people, an advanced fighter, an operator, they need to go to access to gross motor skills, fine motor skills. Think about it, I'm gonna run across this room. I need to use my gross motor skill to run faster, but I need to understand where am I going to find cover and maybe shooting back to a target. So now you have fine motor skills on and gross motor skills. I need to be able to get my peripheral view on because I can't stay in my tunnel.
So wait, let's go. Your English is tripping me up.
Sorry.
It's okay. So what you're talking about is big motor skills like running and sprinting, and then being able to shoot like a gun.
Absolutely.
And being able to like be very precise and very accurate.
Yeah, and understanding, also interpreting what is the people shooting at me from. So that's a complex.
Right.
That's very complex.
So do you have guys do that? Do you have guys like lift weights and then go, or do like strenuous physical exercises, then go immediately to a range?
We do that, but also when we start to, what is the importance of learning how to recover fast, to using the breathing, recovery breathing, like the tactical breathing, something like you were talking about. The Navy SEAL, they used to do a lot, 4 minutes, 4 seconds in, holding for 4 seconds, releasing for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds. Very basic way to learn how to get back from the high intensity to above your RA max to, let's say, 85%, something that you can bring you back to a cognitive presence so you can make the right decision.
That's what you tell people to do. Take a 4 second in and 4 second out, so you're like slow controlling of the breathing.
That's the beginning of understanding, because when I be going, I need to start going into my nose and maybe taking a pause, go out to my mind, so that my heart rate would be
in through the nose,
down.
out through the mouth. Yeah, that does seem to somehow or another slow down your heart rate for some reason.
Exactly, and that's when your heart is slow down. It's gonna give you a signal back to your brain. Oh, okay, now we switch. Now everything is under control, so you can make the right decision and you can get back to the fine motor skills if it's needed.
Right.
And that obviously, when you're training soldiers, it's got to be one of the most important things to do, to be able to operate under pressure and under like physical.
Under pressure.
Yes.
Breaking down on me, breaking down on me, breaking down.
Maybe it's more
under pressure.
But that's sometimes, like, I always use this example. We're gonna cross the street right now. You're gonna cross, you see the car, you're gonna freeze, and then you decide to jump back, whatever, you responsible to don't get hit by the car.
Right.
Summer terrible, no one will
That kind of, you're gonna see the car.
tomorrow.
Before you
Kiss
jump
me
in and
high,
out, you're gonna
high.
look and see on the other side. Because maybe you see the car and jump back, you didn't see the car coming from the other car, and you got killed for the other car. That take a response of 300 milliseconds. So it's the amygdala will tell you to do whatever is needed to get out from the problem faster. But the long way of your brain response, if you've been training,
Remember, kids, you spoke enough dope. You're never gonna forget a song you hear ever.
Make the right shots.
Curse.
And for an operator, for
It's also dang.
It's logical. Think about jiu-jitsu or
Because
chess.
you hear Freddie Mercury.
Even those guys, they play chess.
Or he wasn't dead.
The brain is cooking, and the guys make a move, and maybe me, they are not playing. Just I see the move, I say I gotta move this way. The other guy is planning, taking more time to plan whatever is going on, because he starts to understand why you did that move. So it's not illogical for me. I should be going that way. And in training, regaining access to your breathing, to your heart rate,
Suck on my cock
control is fundamental. That's why I believe we need to be careful and understanding fitness is so important. We can do a lot of things. It's not just changing the way they look. We can help different people in different things. And for some people, it's life-changing.
Yeah, the ability to be calm under pressure is something that very few people have. And they just don't,
Oh, we can redo the tree now. I knew that shit was coming.
Severely stressed, so that when they are in a severe stress situation and they have to make a critical decision, they have to use fine motor skills in a critical situation. Most people are just completely incapable of handling that emotional and physiological load. What is it about? There's something interesting about breathing in through your mouth that creates like a panic feeling, like when guys are tired.
We're going into my history.
I don't understand, like it's a
There's a lot of pornog in my history, so I can't see that. By pornog, I was looking at porno like 10 fucking
brace. Yeah, we call it like force breathing. It leads you into that fear reaction, and so for your brain, it's that why you bracing? You bracing when you don't know.
I don't know the rules
you're
about
facing
that,
something you're never expecting. So for my brain, my database is it's been there before in your life. You've been freezing for something, and they will bring you back. Okay, this is a fear situation. So your sympathetic system is on, and you start to lose control.
Not so much that I don't want you guys. I don't give a shit if you see it. I just don't know about the rules that concerning brute
sometimes when you're under stress, under something, you're a little bit losing control of your.
So I don't want to be like
we fight. We have a discussion, very intense discussion. You can tight your lace, so that's already showing you that you're losing control.
Yeah, breathing in, one of the things...
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe in. I'm a machine, breathe.
It's one of the things that I've learned how to do.
Coaches in my head, coaches in my head, machine bread.
It doesn't seem to make any sense, because before I would just be concentrating on the exercise.
Killed all the bandits, get another point.
Is not
and the Twin Apex.
And I'm not doing a good job of controlling myself.
They're all dead. Machine bread. They're all dead. They're all dead.
More even than the posture is just my breathing. Concentrate on big, slow, deep breaths. And I swear it makes it like 10% easier. Just concentrate.
Meth for my machine.
And Chrome Gracie said that too when he was
Meth for my machine.
Jiu-jitsu. He's like, it's breath. My breath is everything. Once you can control your breath, once you understand how to control your breath, it makes those positions
right there.
Jiu-jitsu easier, makes everything.
Breath,
control your breath, Joey.
And you say the right things. You know what? All of us, we know how to brace.
Right.
We're talking for half an hour. We never stop and do while we're talking.
But we're not under stress.
Right. We don't understand. When people understand, they start to do it. Some people, they don't know how to exhale. You take the man and put it under the water with the head.
Right.
What is the last thing he's gonna do before he dies? To catch the breathing. So the body exactly know when it's time to inhale.
Look it up.
But it doesn't know when it's time to exhale. That's under fear. That's we tend to force the breathing.
We see people hyperventilate.
Courage stands tall.
Sometimes she hyperventilates. Like she just can't get it out. Like she's upset. Like, someone did this to me. I'm so upset. You know, and you gotta go, okay, you gotta calm down. I want you to take some big deep breaths, but it's hard to teach a 6-year-old.
Now, what the fuck do we do on stage for breathing?
Just talk.
I've never
thought about it?
Like, I started getting anxiety at the store. So now when I walk up to the original room, like on Tuesdays, or when I did the wheelchair...
I can ignore all movement penalties from armor.
Well, for years.
You get anxiety at the store?
Yeah, in the original room. Since I've been back. I don't know.
Ah.
I started to learn how to follow Morgan Murphy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went up there, she was on stage, and I don't know what it is. I just...
It's time for a dump break!
At the Wilshire Theater, I walked out, and I looked that way, and then I looked at the audience, and it was like, woo! And I had to breathe a little through my nose. But what do we do on stage? Are we breathing through our nose, or are we breathing through our mouths? We talk shit for 45 to an hour. I looked at the special that I shot, and I'm like, where am I breathing?
Where are we at? 43 minutes. 42 minutes, 37 seconds. I'll be right back. Yes, sir. Get the dope. Get my nectar collector. Nectar collector. Oh, it's for the hash, man. What's that for, Timmy? It's for smoking hash, man. Oh, where the fuck is my lighter? Yeah. There's one. Where's the torch? It's all the way over there. Ah, shite. Got the torch. You guys can see me. I don't know if you can. It's like, oh, I'll be back. That's fine. Alright.
got some comedy dates coming up. If you go to joerogan.net/tour, you can
be able to get my peripheral view on because I can't stay in my tunnel.
So wait, hold on. Let's look, because your English is tripping me up.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. So what you're talking about is big motor skills like running and sprinting, and then being able to shoot. Like
change your breathing. You start to changing inside, and you're changing outside.
Yeah.
I see this happening a lot.
I'm changing inside outside. I'm going through change right now, so I'll tell you about what. Tim, what did you just smoke? Was that crack? No.
What happened when you were
Damn. Damn, those dabs is strong. Sometimes you stab to dab, man, and you end up on Mars. You're like, what the fuck? The fuck was that? What the fuck? Lasoga?
Become bigger, right?
What?
So that's what we do.
Holy shit, fuck Lasoga.
Shape, so the predator might look at us.
Oh, you think you're funny, motherfucker, huh? You think you're funny, motherfucker, huh? No, I'm funny!
Feeling something like
alright.
We don't have hair, but we start to do the same, mimic the same.
Is that
things.
what goosebumps are? It's like your hair's
Under fear.
That's interesting.
And if I look in,
well, how come it's like that when you hear a good song?
That's a different.
Don't get honey dick.
That's a different. It's like a lot of people, they misinterpret or they all thinking of
Nice.
Okay, we go tactical training, we do this, and we can.
I like these things. I like to sell them.
When you are really under stress for that kind of situation, so.
I like your sell. I got it.
And the high
So
intensity
kind of,
workout, you become a rat.
the inventory things.
So it's different.
You know what? Let's go back down.
So the only thing that people do not misunderstand that doing
Alright.
some kind of high intensity workout, we can control also the fear, real fear, because real fear is another thing.
Well, one of the things you see with
So
fighters
it's-
is they perform better when they're more active. When they're
So
fighting
it's real
often.
anal
So if a
leakage.
fighter fights like 3 times a year, they're used to fighting every
Ah,
few months, and they
definitely.
get that feeling of competition becomes
Not
a
that
normal, natural
interested, lady.
thing. And it's also something that happens when you see
Okay.
a fighter lose. When you see a fighter lose and they come back, they're very tense, and they fight. A lot of times, they fight different because they're now worried and concerned about the consequences of failure.
Love on my.
You see that fear, that tension, it's in their system, and then their whole mode of operating
24.
as an athlete changes because of that tension.
Because they didn't recover for the shock, for the situation they've been through.
Sure, and that's also one of the biggest factors when you talk about the difference between the
Let's
way
start
someone
identifying
performs
some
in the
shit.
gym versus the way someone performs in competition. We've all known these guys that were phenomenal in the gym, but for whatever reason, they weren't able to win in competition. It's so common. It's with some guys, it's almost like it's crazy. It's almost like there's a spell on them or something. Like you'll see them in the gym and you're like, this guy's a world beater, but they can't beat anybody in a competition.
Why is that?
Psychological. It's all psychological. They are imprisoned by their own fears and doubts. They don't have the confidence to rise to the occasion. They don't have the confidence to perform under pressure. They don't have. They can't just accept the potential failure. They can't. They're so overwhelmed and imprisoned by their fear of failure that when they get out there, they can't perform at their best. It's crazy because it forces failure. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy because they can't perform like they do in the gym. They can't just react. They can't flow. Like when you are fighting, when you're at your best, you're sort of just in this empty space. Like you're not thinking about the moves as much as they're just happening. And you're just relying on your training, and you're almost, the best thing you do is stay calm. Because as soon as you get emotional, as soon as you get aggressive, you might win being emotional and aggressive, you can catch someone and knock them out, but you also might get knocked out yourself. You might do something that's not smart, like when you were talking earlier about playing chess. Martial arts is in a lot of ways very much like chess, but way more complicated because your physical consequences are so severe. So there's all this fear. It's not just about losing, it's about getting hit. And that punishment of physical consequences is so significant. It's so much different even than in jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Like jiu-jitsu, the physical consequences are tapping and losing, and those are terrible. But it's nothing like getting kicked in the face or getting one of those Romero flying knees to your head. You know, that kind of fear that's an overwhelming fear. And for some people, they throw up when they're in the locker room, and they panic, and they get so scared. They just can't perform under pressure.
If you transfer this also to some of the operators, some of the operators literally
When you say an operator, you're talking about
special
soldiers,
forces,
special ops guys.
They're tough, you know. They are super guys, you know. They are,
right.
You know, I'm amazed by those guys. You know, just chapeau. But it's natural. You know, they say, you know, enduring the task. I might be shitting in my pants. But it's not. It's physiological. It's physiological. And so then you keep going. Then you keep going.
Just keep going with shit.
Because that's the physiological reaction to the kind of stress factor. Your body wants to get lighter to fight back faster or run away or whatever. So it's can't control. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
You see it with animals as well. I mean, there's a famous video of these two bears fighting, and
those motherfuckers is just shitting everywhere. They're just like, BAM! Sorry, guys. I seen that video, and the bears is just shitting. Those bears is shitting. I'll tell you guys about how much those bears is shitting. They're shitting with some. They're shitting with wrath. Like,
I don't know what. You just freeze.
Yeah.
The sound of you being somewhere and being transferred to the sound of gunfire is fucking overwhelming. And some people get it and react to it. And some people just think it's the 4th of July.
Yeah.
You know, it's really weird, but I've seen people fucking drop from fear. Drop from fear. Something that I was as a child, I was 2 blocks away from. Just people dropping from fear. You know, it's
whatever.
Like I remember when I lived in Aspen, they have the ESI Bodyguard Academy in Aspen.
I know that.
I don't know, but the guy supposedly was in a room, 6x12 room, and he killed 12 Mexicans at night point with his bare hands. So he opens up this ESI.
Oh, it's gonna have Cadiro?
You know, it's 20 G's. You know, it's a summer-long program, and you learn how to adjust to high altitude and drive and evasive driving and shooting. Then they have a course on maritime, how to defend people out on the ocean and all that stuff. But see, Aspen and all those
that's where I want to be, y'all. Hey, everybody.
To the baddest.
Hey, everybody, I'm back.
Soldiers.
What's up? I got lots of room to kill shit now.
You just think that dude over there with his
what's going on, y'all? Hi. Hey.
80 people with one hand.
Hey, what's going on?
There's a guy in Denver that I know is
amazing.
amazing.
Colorado is where they put them.
Why? Why they put them in Colorado?
Because the mountains to keep them away from civilization for these people. Just in case they hear Chinese music somewhere in the street. They don't ever want that to happen.
Break glass in case of war.
And there was a guy that came in that was a Marine that, bro, Joe, you know, anybody comes in with stories, I know one thing. When I see it, I believe it. The motherfucker used to get picked up at Aspen Airport in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Like they sent like a helicopter with 2 guys jumping out. 4 guys around him, and he would just wave at Uncle Joey. I was 19. And he would tell me stories about, you know, the Green Berets and all these guys were sitting around a thing, cooking chili, and they were all telling how many people they killed. I killed 18, I killed 22. Meanwhile, he was stirring the soup with his dick over the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stories this guy would tell me. He had me all fucked up in the head. And I asked him once, I go, should I go to that ESI? And he goes, listen, I'll go in there and smack them all with my left hand. He goes, first of all, you can't teach what you need to learn over there. Because 4 years of Charlie in the bush is a lot better than 12 weeks of you hanging out with some white dudes with suits shooting people with targets in the mouth.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not.
Until there's real consequences.
So that's why he said it just wasn't.
Don't you think, though, it's better than nothing? I would think that it's better than nothing. I would think that the best thing would be actually being in boot camp, actually going to buds, actually being in some sort of a situation where you realize this is life, this is right. Whereas if you're preparing like up in Colorado and you're just going through that course,
right? No.
You might have some things in your mind, but that's one of the things like people say to me like should I take a self-defense class? Like, will they show you how to kick somebody in the knee? I go, listen to me. That shit is not gonna like. There was this guy on the fucking radio. It was he was always talking about it was on Opie and Anthony show back in the day, and he was always talking about this difference between the street and martial arts. Martial arts tournaments, there's rules. In the street, there's no rules. And I'm like, I fucking hate when people say that kind of shit. Because listen to me, the stuff that works on trained killers is the real shit. And if you think that you're going to come in and you're going to throw some fucking karate chop at someone's balls, and you're going to somehow or another be able to stop Anderson Silva from kicking you across the room, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. First of all, you're not going to karate chop his balls. He's not going to let you get close enough to him. And if he does let you get close enough to him, he's going to strangle you. And you're not going to be able to do a goddamn thing about it. You're going to be 100% helpless. So these ideas that there's a shortcut,
bro,
and the shortcut is like
you
street defense.
doesn't know how to cross him up, bro.
I can attack that, and you will be.
I cross motherfuckers up like they can't believe, man. I see the 1-2 I throw me 1-2. 1-2.
The guy at the store used to pinch down on literally this is the biggest phony I've ever met in all my years of meeting phony martial arts guys. He used to pinch down on your thumbnail. He was like, there's a pressure point on your thumb.
Yeah, right.
Like, motherfucker, dudes lie on me with their knee on my neck. Like, they'll put all their weight on your neck to try to get you to give up the armbar. Like, if you're in a situation where you're defending against an armbar and the guy's on top of you, guys will put their fucking knee, a 230-pound man will put his knee on your neck while he's trying to, and he'll put all his weight on it. And you're not tapping from that. You think I'm going to tap from a thumbnail?
It's funny. I saw people try to get into the special forces community. I tried to teach them
pressure point.
They said, do you realize this guy's wearing a bulletproof jacket and, you know, vest and plaid and all the material? You're not gonna even access to the body. You know? It's crazy. Man. It's crazy, man.
There's so many stupid martial arts courses. I mean, it's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb. There's so many these ridiculous ideas that you're gonna be able to defend yourself with some tricks.
Like you were saying in the car, people that love these things, you know, like you're gonna have 6 packs, 10 minutes training a day, 6 weeks or whatever.
Late night infomercials. Yeah.
These guys don't know how to cross them up, bro.
15 minutes is 2 minutes too much.
I cross them up like you wouldn't believe, man.
All you need is 13 minutes. You're like, wow, that's what I've been waiting for. I'm gonna be shredded. I'm gonna look great on the beach. 13 minutes. Fuck the fuck out of here.
We've had a civilization of just these things, you know, big dick pills, just things that,
quick fix.
Gotcha.
You know, you stay up past 1, it's all attacking men's testosterone level. I don't know what it is about people after 1. I'm fucking tired.
So we're all tired.
Yeah, so we're sleeping.
Yeah, but those guys that are up late at night, they're just like half out of
That's
it.
all they
Resistance is down.
Do you have more sex drive?
What do I do? What do I do, guys?
Whether it's the big dick pills or the 6-minute workout, and then they keep beating each other. Like by 1 minute, we have the 6, we have the 5-minute workout. You know what, man?
Guys, what did I do?
A lot of America buys into those fat pills.
That's the sad thing.
And once again, if you want to go back to what we discussed before, it's not about also, you know, your breathing. I mean, how comfortable you are in the situation. And I always give this example. I believe I've been there. I don't know you guys, but sometimes you desire to date someone so badly, and you get so excited when you get it. And the first day that you go, you feel like you cannot even move. You know, you feel panic. And if you get to have sex that day, it doesn't work the way that you want. You pray that it's gonna work. But after you pass the first shot, the second, the third has become better. It's exercising and breathing control is all the same, you know. Once you get used to it, everything comes. You know, it's so comfortable.
That's a big thing with again what we were talking about with fighting. When I had one time where I tore a muscle and I didn't compete for like 6 months. It was like the longest time I'd ever gone without competing because I tore the muscle that connects the groin to like I think it's called the sartorius muscle. It's like at the top of the leg. It was real bad. I couldn't throw any kicks at all. I could only do my workouts in the pool. It was pretty bad. And so when I was recovering from that, when I got back in, my first fight back, I was like, wow, I just feel so off. My timing feels off.
Catherine, the master of the dead.
But then I fought again less than a month later, and I felt great. Like less than a month later, everything was like, all right, I know this again. This is my thing. I've been here before. And then it felt normal. It's like when you have a girlfriend. If you have a girlfriend for a long time, you don't get nervous about whether or not you're going to get it up. You don't panic like, I hope she likes me. She fucking likes you. She's naked. She's right there. She's been with you forever. You know she likes you, so it's not an issue. But if it is, like you said, a girl that you've been thinking about for the longest time, and you're, I'm going to ask her out, hope this goes well, and then you finally get where they're like, yikes! It's like this, like, so much panic, and the human penis is such a fucking odd thing in that regard, you know, what a bizarre thing. It's designed to make sure, like, look, dude, if you ain't calm, you're not going to fuck. okay? Because we don't want any weak-ass, nervous bitches out there making babies. So the system is built to make sure that your dick does not get hard if you're fucking panicking. It's not like a rhino horn where it's armed and ready at all times. No, it's like a very specific physiological process has to be in place where the softest part of your body becomes hard like a fucking rock. Like that, the process itself is crazy. But you look at your dick when you're going to pee, and it's this soft little spongy thing, and then you grab your dick when it's at full mast, and it's like, how is that the same thing? Because it's this crazy physiological process that only works if you're ready to rock. You can't be faking it. Like your body knows if you're panicking.
Right.
You can.
There is a book. I don't know how you translate it in English, but there's a book explaining it so well, so simple about those reactions of the body under stress. And he say, think about the zebra on the savannah. You know, that's exactly, you know, when someone's chasing you to hit you, and when you are under stress, high stress, your body start producing hormone like testosterone. Why? You know, the last thing you want to have is sex when some lion is behind you. So that's exactly what he's doing. You know, shutting down whatever is needed.
Shutting down everything. Yeah.
So it's under stress, you know, when you are freaking out, you can't perform. You're not relaxed, you're not confident.
The zebras are so bizarre because you see the way their body looks. Like they're not camouflaged at all. Like they're white with black stripes on. And for the longest time, they thought that the white with black stripes on would confuse an animal's mind. Like there's a type of camo. Have you ever heard of ASAT camo? It's a type of camouflage. It doesn't look like trees or anything. It's just a bunch of black and brown lines. And those lines for animals, because animals, their eyes operate on edge detection. They operate on a lot of them, especially prey animals like deer, things along those lines. They see movement. They don't necessarily see things the way you see things. They mostly just see movement. And so for the longest time, they thought, well, maybe when you're looking like a lion is looking at a zebra, the lion is seeing the zebra's body, and there's all the lines confused so he can't see it. Then they realized, no, what it actually is you can't pick out individual zebras. So, like, if an individual zebra looks different from the other zebras, that's the one they get after. Like if one zebra's
portal here because I don't know how to run back to all that bullshit.
From all those other white and black lines, that's the one they target.
Oh, I just had their chest.
And one of the ways they found out this, they tagged a zebra. They put like a gear tag on a zebra, and they sent Jordan Peterson was talking about this recently in this video, and they put it back into the herd, and the lions immediately killed that zebra. That's the one they went right to because it had something different. Like you see all these white and black lines, and then this motherfucker's got a gear tag. Get him! And they just went right after that. So it's really designed like, look, we know we're fucked. We're born fucked. But if we stay together, maybe look, when you see that. So when you see all those zebras together, it's super confusing. Well, we will have this fucking TV fixed. I swear. This TV cuts in and out. That's it. So when you see these zebras and we see these lines, what it's designed to do is confuse the lions so that they don't know which one to target, which is crazy. But if one of those motherfuckers had an ear tag, a big old yellow tag,
it's zero.
The lions would be like, there you are, bitch, I see you.
That's kind of cool.
It's fucked though. I mean, what a terrible situation
Later, dog.
has given these poor things. The lions are camouflaged. The lions look like the brown grasses, and tigers, apparently. That whole stripe thing with them is also to make them blend in with all their surroundings, the trees and the sticks, and they live in the same bundle. So you were asking me before this about the fights.
Yeah, that's I read over here. Yeah, what do you think? Because when they were counter-starker, that's why they kept the distance.
Well,
they know exactly.
This is what I think. A lot of people were like pissed off, it was boring, but I think that's because they just want to see people beat the fuck out of each other, which I understand. That's why you tune into Cage Fight.
Right.
But to me, the way I always describe martial arts is it's high-level problem solving with dire physical consequences. And if you run in on Tyron Woodley, you got some dire physical consequences. He's a fucking powerhouse. And if Woodley charges at Thompson, there's dire physical consequences because he's getting tagged. he said it to me after the fight. He's like, he caught me a few times as I was charging towards him. So Woodley has a different style than Thompson. Thompson has that wide stance, that karate style, and he's excellent at moving in and moving out, and almost like point fighter. He's just jabbing you, hitting you with these clean left hands, sliding out of the way, occasionally throwing kicks, but mostly what he's doing is making you wonder what he's going to do and when he's coming at you. And Woodley had to pick his battles and figure out when he could launch himself at him. So at any moment, something could have happened, but a lot of shit didn't happen. So the people watching at home like, that was the most boring fight ever. It's because those moments are so critical. Those moments are so dangerous. You can't just, they would like it to be like Frankie Edgar, Gray Maynard, just fucking chaos and punches throwing wild. It's not going to happen like that. You can't do that with Wonder Boy. You can't charge at him like that. He'll fucking counter you, and you'll be one of those people on his highlight reel. So Tyron Woodley was very smart in that he knew that he couldn't charge at him. And Wonder Boy, he's not going to charge at Woodley either. I mean, he got almost knocked the fuck out in the first fight. He almost got knocked the fuck out in the fifth round of the second fight, too. Woodley's a powerhouse, man. He hits so goddamn hard. So everybody had to be on their toes. They both had to be minding their P's and Q's. And that translated for a boring fight to a lot of people, but not to me. To me, I was like, anything can happen at any moment. In the fifth round, it almost did. When Woodley connected and Thompson's knees went out, I mean, he slumped. He was out, man. He was out for at least a half a second or a moment, you know. There was a moment where his legs gave out, his body went limp, and they could have stopped the fight right there. I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they kept going. I talked to Big John McCarthy in the cage after the fight. I go, how close were you to stopping that fight? He goes, I wasn't close to stopping that fight. I go, but you were looking, right? He goes, I go, you were looking close. He goes, I'll never admit it. I goes, but it was, I mean, he was almost out, right? He goes, he was almost out. He might have been out for a half a second. But I gave him a chance. I mean, he did a great job. He did an amazing job. I mean, that's why Big John McCarthy is so important. A guy with that kind of experience. And if he fucked that up, everybody would be so mad at him. But he did it perfect. It was perfect. He has the most difficult job in the sport other than the fighters. Fighters have the most difficult job. Second most difficult job is the referee. Third most difficult job is the judges.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe he's going to interpret it trauma for the other people.
But he has to be at the right angle. Like, they're moving around and they're fast and they could go to his left and he could be over here, but something could be happening on their right and he doesn't even see it. You know, you don't know. Like, sometimes guys don't see taps. Sometimes guys don't see certain eye pokes or groin shots. There's a lot of things that can happen. The referee's job is insanely difficult, and they only get praise when they fuck up, or they only rather get attention when they fuck up. They don't get any praise when they do a great job. And just they need more. You know, they need more people need to understand like how difficult that is. So that moment where Tyron finally did connect on Wonder Boy. And everybody's like, why didn't he do that earlier? Because he could have got knocked the fuck out. Like, that was where the opening was. Woodley was so aggressive because he was down on the scorecards, at least in his corner's eyes, and in my eyes he was as well. And he had to charge forward, and he had to connect, and he did. But to make that happen, a lot of things have to be in place. You have to understand Wonder Boy's timing. He had been fighting him for 4 rounds already. He was getting a sense of what Wonder Boy could and couldn't do. He also knew the consequences. He'd been tagged a couple of times. So he knew, like, I can't just run at him. Because Wonder Boy was trying to time that right hook. He was standing in
stretch a little bit,
with his right leg
change up games, and then we'll be back.
He throws it really well because he picks it up from the ground, like, low and it sort of scoops up.